Good afternoon. We start 13 News at 4 today with some breaking news from the north side of Indianapolis.
That's actually where we find our Logan Gay. She is there learning about a shooting that took place earlier this afternoon. Logan, go ahead.
Felicia, and we are expecting an update here soon from police, but what I can tell you is that the shooting happened here on East 46th Street and that the investigation seems to be centered on the parking lot of this CVS. What we know is that police tell us that a person was shot and is in critical condition. Like I mentioned, we are expecting an update here soon. Hopefully we'll learn more about the victim, their age, and what led up to this shooting. And once we do, of course, we will get that to you as soon as possible. But again, what we know is that a person was shot and is in critical condition. Felicia, Ann?
All right, Logan Gay reporting for us on the north side. As you get more information, we will check back. Thanks so much. Also now,
we have a lot ahead this hour, including our live coverage on the storm cleanup. Juneteenth is today, and of course, we got to talk about our beloved Pacers.
Yes, did you know there was a game tonight? Also, there's this, a possible cause for that massive explosion that occurred in Texas. It was last night at a SpaceX site. We're going to let you know what crews are now saying today on this Thursday went incredibly wrong.
And now to our big story today, our Pacers.
Players and fans are putting it all on the line for tonight's do or die game. This is it. They got to get a win or it's over for the season. They're hosting the Thunder. Dom and Eli are live at the Pacers home at the Fieldhouse tonight with much more on this must-win matchup tonight. All right, guys, break it down.
Well, you said it, Anne Marie. Look, backs against the wall for the Indiana Pacers here tonight in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. OKC, of course, holding a 3-2 advantage. They haven't been in this spot this postseason, the Indiana Pacers, but it's what an opportunity as well. Game 7, the two best words in sports. It's a win or stay home situation for the Indiana Pacers, and their backs are against the wall. Eli?
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth. Win or you're staying here and your off season gets underway. And the big thing, obviously, that we've been talking about the last 48 hours or so, the health status of Tyrese Halliburton, right calf strain, game time decision, not going to be 100%, you would assume. And that can throw a dagger into what the Pacers want to do, especially offensively.
No question about it. Look, he wasn't exactly himself last game. I think we can all agree on that. 0 field goals made, just 4 points. But his presence on the floor is meaningful, despite what that presence is. Rick Carlisle telling us that Halliburton did go through walkthroughs yesterday. It very much, as Eli said, is a game-time decision. Both Carlisle and Halliburton spoke yesterday on what the process will be with Halliburton today ahead of Game 6.
He'll go through the day tomorrow. Our prep sessions tomorrow, late afternoon. And they'll get together and do some testing, and that will determine whether he plays or not. And if he doesn't play, we have a plan, obviously, if we're without him.
I have a lot of trust in our medical staff. I have a lot of trust in our organization to make the right decision. I'm questionable from time to time throughout the course of the season, and they trust me to make the right decision on my body when the power is in my hands. And I'm going to try my best to do that. But I mean, you understand, I want to be out there, and that's the plan.
So if Halliburton is unable to go, or if he is able to go but will be limited, the players there been pouring out saying that they support everything that they're going to have to do around him with the game plan and what he's able to do, but they're going to have to raise their game as well. And actually in the next hour at 5, we're going to hear from a couple players saying how things will change and what they need to do differently in order to try to keep this series alive and the season.
Absolutely. You heard Rick Carlisle. They have a plan with him. They have a plan without him. This Pacers team, they're resilient. It's all the marbles here tonight. Force a Game 7 or your season is done, and a dream run this postseason is complete. We certainly hope that's not the case. Eli and I have you covered all throughout the 5 and 6 o'clock hours, previewing this matchup with OKC. I suspect Gamebridge will be desperate tonight, and they got to be, as this Pacers team should be. Send it back to you.
All right, Dom and Eli, thanks so much. Some really great points there. Maybe that little mix-up maybe will be just enough to confuse the Thunder because they were expecting things one way, and if they mix things up with Tyrese, then it could be just enough to offset things.
Offensive tactic. I like where your mind is. They have a plan with them and a plan without them, so just stay on your toes. OKC. And fans will be gathering inside and outside Gainbridge Fieldhouse to watch the game tonight.
The Pacers' official watch party will be outside right next to the Fieldhouse on the Morris Bicentennial Plaza, and that's where we find find our Rich Nye joining us live. And he talked to a Pacers legend today about that game tonight. This is someone who knows what's at stake, Rich.
Yeah, more with Dr. Dunk in just a moment, but I want you to take a look around here. This is where fans outside the field house, which is packed, will also pack this area later on tonight to watch the Pacers on the big screens. The watch party is sold out, and you do have to have a ticket to get in here tonight. The gates will not open here for the watch party until 6:30 this evening. Now, the Pacers have never won an NBA championship. Most of us know that, but they have won 3 championships when they played in the ABA. Today I met with Darnell Hillman on the northwest side of town. Darnell played on the Pacers' 1972 and 73 ABA championship teams. The banners hang inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. So let's do the math. The Pacers have not won a championship in 52 years. Darnell was known as Dr. Dunk in the 1970s. He played for other teams later in his career, but came back to Indy after his playing days because of this community's love for basketball and because this is where he won championships.
We've got to get all the loose balls, stop that second and third offensive rebounding. They're getting second and third attempts at it. We've got to come up with those. It's just a little bit more effort. And I think if these guys will understand that you may not get another run at a championship in your career, and you've got to leave everything on the floor tonight.
Yes, sir. Darnell showed off his championship ring. He'll be at the game tonight. Darnell believes the Pacers can win tonight and win Game 7 on the road for the championship, just like the Pacers did in 1973 against the Kentucky Colonels. Darnell says, don't worry tonight about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He says Shai is going to get his 30. Darnell says the key to victory is keep those other players about 4 points under their scoring average, and the Pacers can win tonight and then get it done on the road in Game 7. So much fun, Felicia and Anne-Marie, talking to Darnell Hillman. I've talked to him several times over the years, and he's just as anxious as all of us Pacers fans for the Pacers to win another championship.
Oh, Rich, we know you are in your element. Yes, we love to see you there. Thank you so much. We'll continue to root for the Pacers.
Sun is shining outside right now. We do have a weather impact alert, a weather impact report tonight.
Yes, and we will start with that sunshine. That is good news if you're coming downtown. I've got like 3 or 4 showers to show you on radar as well, but they are spotty. So we'll get to that in a second as well. We're going to start with Game 6 tonight. There is some sunshine out there. Temperatures will be close to 80 this evening as everyone heads home. Temperatures close to 70 under clearing skies. Mentioned just a couple of showers on radar. We can count on one hand how many are on radar at this point. They are moving from northwest to southeast. Little bit of rain just to the east of Nineveh. We've had some showers in and around the Greensburg area, now pushing across the southern sections of Decatur County. Let's go north where I've got a couple of showers as well. This one does have a little bit of lightning with it, so heads up Logansport, in between Logansport and Peru. This is tracking off to the southeast with some lightning and some heavy rain. Rain chances go low in the coming days, but temperatures go high. Several days in the 90s. We're going to be talking about helping you keep you and your family safe. No 90s tomorrow. We'll be in the low to mid 80s for highs on Friday with a mix of sun and clouds. But in that 7-day forecast, we're going to get you ready for the heat.
Thanks, Angela. On to other news. Cleanup continues for thousands of people in central Indiana following Wednesday's powerful storms.
On top of cleaning up debris, many people are still in the dark because they don't have any power. Alex Almanza is in those communities for us tonight. And Alex, what are you hearing from AES about getting that power back on?
Well, AES tells us that they are working around the clock and they are fully staffed to restore power. And latest numbers show that over 70% of customers have had power restored in less than 24 hours. Still, less than 20,000 customers are still lights out. But remember to be patient. This is a virtue here because AES anticipates that this is going to be a multi-day effort. They say help from Michigan, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina have arrived to assist in restoration. One woman we spoke to on the Near East Side says she thinks she has a live power line down in her yard. She described walking outside her house, feeling static in her shoes. She says she called AES, who told her they'll eventually get to it, and that's when she says she went in her house and grabbed traffic cones to make sure no one else gets injured.
You can feel the currents are coming from it up under your feet. And kids, it ain't gonna take that much for a child to come through here and accidentally grab this hot wire, and it's over with.
Now, we called AES and told them about Stacy's situation. They said they'll look into it, and additionally, they say they usually prioritize downed live power lines. Meanwhile, AES cautions people to stay away from any power lines at all, and they tell people to report them to AES immediately or call 911 if someone's life is in danger or property.
All right, Alex Almanza, some good important tips there. Thank you. And this afternoon, we're learning new details into the charges filed against 2 men for allegedly breaking into a home in Fishers.
This happened last Thursday in a quiet senior living community in Hamilton County. Our Ashton Hackman was there shortly after it happened and now explains the disturbing charges that now are being filed in the case.
Court documents say a 71-year-old woman was half asleep in her home here on Brookmere Avenue when she was woken up to a flashlight shining in her face. Police say she was sexually assaulted during that break-in, but was able to fight back. Fishers police responded to the home just after 6 a.m. The woman said she accidentally left her garage door open. Court documents say the 2 men grabbed a purse from the living room before sexually assaulting the woman in her bedroom. She fought back, pulling on one of the men's hoodie, getting a cut with the string. The 2 ran off, and she chased after them, yelling, "I will kill you." Police later tracked down and arrested 24-year-old Elijah Oates and 25-year-old Dekez Stockdale. Oates is charged with attempted rape, burglary, sexual battery, and criminal confinement. Stockdale is charged with burglary, criminal confinement, and theft.
While we try to make sure that the community is safe enough that people can feel safe in their homes, we still encourage people to keep their cars locked, to keep their homes locked up.
Ahead at 5, how police were able to locate and arrest those 2 suspects and the warning they have for neighbors. Reporting in Fishers, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And a rare urgent safety warning, the potential problems with a specific Boeing airplane.
And if your weekend plans are taking you along I-465 or I-65 here in central Indiana, there are some important closures about to occur that you do need to know about. Angela?
And Ann, you need to know about some heat coming our way for the weekend. I'll have a look ahead.